Evening guys, so you join me outside this huge workshop where we're going to be taking a look at the underside of Bob, and I want to introduce you to someone very special on the channel who's going to be helping us out on this project. Let's go take a look. Right, welcome to Mad Ford Engineering, and I want to introduce you to Mick, who is the owner of this business, and he's going to be helping us on this journey with Bob. Meet Mick.
Hello, welcome.
Right, so tonight we're going to get Bob up on the lift. We're going to have a look at his chassis, because when me and Liam have been crawling underneath it when we got it, it's a little bit crusty under there. So I think it's good to get him up. Let's have a look what we're dealing with and kind of see how long we think the damage is going to take to fix. And I guess Mick, you're best placed to kind of give us a guide of.
So obviously this isn't our first rodeo with projects like this. And I think the first thing we always do is obviously get to know the guys who own them and what they want to achieve out of the project. And usually talk budget, but we haven't done that, have we? Because wives will be watching, so we'll keep that one quick. Hello, Mexi. So we're going to get it on the ramp. We're going to assess it front to back, check all its vitals, check chassis, check brakes, check suspension, all the usual things. And then we'll make a list in order of severity. Severity is a good word, I think. Yeah. So we'll do an order of severity, and then we can do an order of works, and then we can work out what comes first. And hopefully what you will see at the end of this is an absolutely gleaming FFR Bob. That's what we want, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I just hope we don't hear any crackling noises as we go up on that lift.
Like the metro.
Yeah.
Yes, it always frightens us a little when the ramp goes up, but the vehicle stays where it is, and we don't want that to happen. So, fingers crossed.
Yeah, fingers crossed he'll be all right.
Yeah, Bob's cool.
He's relatively solid. So yeah, let's get him up.
Let's crack on. Okay. So we always start at the front, which makes, perfect sense. So I should be making notes, actually. I need a secretary, to be honest. There you go. We've got some classic toe on the bumper damage.
Oh, brilliant. Hook to just put a hook through it.
Yeah, and whatever it does is just, Yeah. So we've got front spring guide bushes are worn out on the front. Chassis looks good at the front. Steering damper's missing.
Yeah.
Brake pipes are nasty, so they want redoing.
So the steering damper would have gone here and
from there to there to stop death wobble. We discussed the springs before. They're actually splayed. You've got rust build up in the springs, so they need stripping, sandblasting and rebuilding. Not particularly difficult. Both tractor joints have gone, which is this large seal that seals the steering ball. You can see it here, the tractor joints have gone, so they're easy enough to do. I think that's both sides. Yeah, that tractor joint's gone. Land Rover actually changed the lubricant in here. Instead of using EP90, which would inevitably leak, they came up with a one-shot grease. It was a more viscous grease.
Yeah.
And they didn't fix the leak, it just didn't leak out.
Right. Got you.
So the problem wasn't rectified, it was just slowed down.
No,
That's like that. That's like that Penrite steering box fluid, isn't it?
Yes.
It's thicker.
Yes. Yeah.
So presumably this would have had a gaiter on it as well.
Yeah, from the factory, well, from military spec, it would have had a leather gaiter on.
Yeah.
I've got them in stock. We can put them back on. That's no problem. They have to be soaked in linseed oil overnight, and then you can
Soften them up.
Yep. Okay, that spring the same. It's splayed. You've got a little hole up there on the bumper mount. That one's cutting out and repairing.
Can that just be a patch?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, when we say patch, you cut out and you letterbox it and sink it in.
Yeah, you put weld it in.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Front cross member's good, steering relay is good. For what it is, all these joints replace them, they're pennies, you know, they're not expensive. Sump, as we've noticed, there's damage on the sump.
Oh wow.
The return for the oil cooler, that should be coming out at 90
Did that
degrees.
happen?
Who knows?
It's like a tree or something.
Someone's whacked it. So we've got pinion seal leaking, which is not a problem. Axle breathers usually block up. Yours is missing.
Yeah.
So that should have a pipe going up. That's
Does it just
easy enough
take
to
it up and out the way?
Goes up into the back of the bulkhead.
Right.
There's not too much playing with diffs. Your wading plug is still there. That little plug there, you undo that and screw it into that hole. If you're going through water,
Stops water going
stops
into
water
the
getting in the
box.
bell housing.
Oh, that's clever.
Yeah. So that bracket's still there, which is cool.
But presumably you leave it out in normal
Yes.
operation.
Yeah. Yeah. Got. That's why your oil pressure switch doesn't work. The end of the terminal's
It's not
broke off.
connected.
Okay, well, that's an easy fix.
Ooh, look at that pigeon shit.
Yeah, that needs coming off. They haven't even welded it there.
So that's not part of the Springer.
Yes, it's part of the spring hanger. That's hideous. So that, yeah, that'll have to be cut off. They've done that without taking the spring hanger off.
Yeah.
So that'll need doing. What
This
else
looks a bit crusty here, doesn't it?
It's not
Or
bad.
is that just wax oil?
That's just wax oil, I think. It's had some sort of. Oh yeah, I see. There's no footwell there.
Yeah.
That's fine. They're relatively easy to do. A couple of holes here. Oh, that'd have been perfect shot for you, then, Liam,
Sorry, mate.
because we had oil.
I mean, there's a lot coming out of it.
Okay, so that's yeah. The outriggers have been done. They're not brilliant, but perhaps we can. Oh, all right, okay. There's the outrigger stay bar has rotted off at the end, so that wants replacing.
The actual stay bar itself.
Yeah, that's rotted off.
Okay.
That's easy enough to do. Fuel tank outriggers. Yeah, they move. So let's they need new ones on there. Let's go down this side. It's got the correct military rear spring hangers. Or 1 ton spring hangers.
What's the difference? These or?
No, what you've got, if you look, so you've got 2 holes.
Yeah.
So you've got an option to change the ride height of the vehicle by changing the spring.
So you can actually lower it.
Yes.
Would they ever do that?
I've never ever seen them in the top holes.
Okay.
Never ever seen them. Them spring bushes are gone in there as well. Shock bushes, you can see the rubbers have rotted, yet they've perished. Rear springs aren't too bad. Work down there. The straps are still in place, yeah. Yeah. Now this is where it gets interesting. I think you told me about this, Dave.
Yeah.
The lack of rear cross member.
Starts getting a bit funky, doesn't it?
It's very funky.
Funky.
Funky. Yeah. What? Oh, yeah. Yeah. So, what I would suspect, yeah, because there should be 3 layers there. And what happens? You get rot in them, and they just blow out.
Right.
So, as I showed you on the GS chassis outside, the 3/4 chassis comes to about here.
Just chop it.
Chop it off. Put the new one on. Put your lasers on. Make sure it's all level. Lasers on a Land Rover, they didn't even use them when they built them.
Chalk and string.
Chalk and string and a ginger biscuit. Right, lads, we've got no ginger nuts left. Let's get out.
Yeah.
So I don't know what that's for.
It's an optional extra. Oh yeah, look at that.
Yeah. So we know it wants a 3/4 rear chassis,
Oh, there's a lot of rust in there.
which will come with new spring hangers, which is just as well, because Bob seems to be shedding his skin.
Seems to be shedding a little.
Oh, he's got a ladybird as well.
Who's that?
A little hitchhiker up there and above the spring hanger.
Oh yeah. Excellent. Doing our bit for nature.
Oh, wow, that's proper.
Yeah.
Well, that's just where they welded just
Just where the
patches
chunks
of
are.
shit, haven't they? There's-
That is your typical I'm just doing it for the MOT and I don't
Yeah.
give a shit about next year.
Yeah, that's bollocks, isn't it?
Yeah. See the strength on the plates there I told you about for the rear NATO hitch.
Yeah.
That's good. That's 60 quid saved you.
That convoy light is mighty cool.
Proper cool. And this should be a really bright white colour with OXE 22 on the cover.
Which is the grade of oil, isn't it?
Yeah,
that military
it's
would
the
use.
military EP 90, 80, 90 oil. So in blackout situations, this convoy light would shine up the rear diff. So the vehicle travelling behind would just literally follow your diff.
Follow the. It's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Very clever.
So we've got another pinion seal leaking here as well.
Is that fairly common?
Yeah, dead easy to do. We've got an axle breather there. It's probably blocked with rust.
Blow it out or just
Yeah,
replace?
blow it out. Yeah. So we get onto this side. Well, the brake pipes be done as a matter of course. Springs are good.
So back ones are good.
Back ones are good. The chassis is not that bad, to be fair. I expected worse. I'll be honest with you. I've seen a lot
Some of
worse.
it's in my hand. So you've seen worse?
I've seen worse. I've repaired worse. That one outside. That needs to go, doesn't it? That hidden
Yeah,
stair.
it's crap.
To be there. I mean, there's like inches of
That's the military.
bloody underseam.
That's the
isn't it?
military paste on bitumen that they did, and I've never ever been able to find out where to get it from. And we were talking about the removable gearbox cross member,
Yep.
which is military spec.
And that was so that they could just drop the gearbox.
They could drop the gearbox without doing it from inside, yeah. And it really annoys me when people put bolts that way and that way.
Rather than the same way.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would trip me out.
Yeah. Transfer box is leaking, which is normal, shows there's oil in it. The main gearbox is leaking, which is normal, shows there's oil in it.
Main
Yeah.
leaking.
Now this is military only, this is very interesting. Now this stay bar is so, if the vehicle ever gets thrown out of a helicopter or something like that, that stops the engine and gearbox going forward and the fan going through the radiator.
Oh wow.
Very useful in Sainsbury's car park.
Yes, of course. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's okay.
Is that the
Footwell.
footwell?
Yeah,
the
the
footwell's
footwell.
fucked, isn't it?
So, a very interesting repair on
Oh,
that.
that's fabulous.
That's very
It's a
interesting.
bit of angle iron just welded to the end of it.
Yeah. Yeah, that needs doing definitely.
Good news though, Dave, your exhaust looks alright.
Yeah, probably the cheapest bit on the vehicle. I think it's £92 for a full system.
Is it?
Yeah.
That's crazy, isn't it?
Someone's put the clutch master cylinder upside down as well.
Sounds like I've worked on it.
You see the bleed nipples at the bottom? We were talking about bleed nipples.
Yeah.
Where does all the air go?
To the top.
To the top. So yeah, that one's flipping the other way around. I've got to be honest, Dave, it ain't that bad.
Okay, this is good news.
This is
It ain't
good
that bad.
news.
That said, I'd originally got two presents for you.
Yeah.
One of them was the number plates.
Yeah.
The other one is the fuel tank.
Oh, amazing.
So I've bought you one fuel tank,
Thanks,
Oh,
Mick.
wow.
so you can buy the other one.
That's amazing. Yeah, I'll get another
So it
one.
hasn't come yet, but as soon as it comes, there you go.
That's amazing.
There you go, Bob.
Two fuel tanks. Because you've got to be able to switch them over because it's just cool having two.
It's cool.
Yeah,
Fuck.
and we got to get rid of that LPG bomb.
We'll get rid of that. Yeah, that'll probably be an episode on its own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So pretty good news then that underneath isn't that bad. We've got bits that we knew that needed welding. I think it's fair to say, isn't it? Some very, very crusty bits up underneath, but overall, it's not as bad as we thought.
Which is good.
Especially like off some of the assessments that we'd had. So yeah, it's so cool being underneath him, isn't it?
Isn't it?
Like I'm so used to just having to like scrat around on the drive, trying to wiggle underneath.
Lifts are just complete game changers, aren't they?
It's unbelievable.
So the elephant in the room is Lou's LPG. I think you're all agreed on that, aren't you?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And then we've got that throttle return spring that's broken.
Yeah. blower motor.
Yeah, that's seized, isn't it? So,
Yeah.
Blower motor, that can be rebuilt.
Liam ripped the wires out of it.
I did an emergency patch. It was in field repair.
Danger USB. So these hoses you can get now as well. There's replacements. We need the heat.
The tumble dryer slot.
Yeah.
It's shit, innit?
I don't know why you'd put that on there.
Heater grill. I think there's one of them in the yard, you know. Earth straps are good, even if they're loose. So we can get rid of all that crap across the back of the bulkhead. Bonnet, replace the bonnet because there's a hole in it.
And it's split in 2 places as well.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to get to my... I've got a lifelong target to get to. We inspected a vehicle. Can't remember which one it was. Might have been the Red RS Turbo. Did you see my video, Red RS Turbo Death Trap?
No,
No.
I haven't seen that.
And we got to 680 faults. And I said to Matt, I ain't doing it anymore. Push it out the doors.
Scrap it.
Burn it. And we did. We pushed it out the doors. And I rang the customer and I said, this is a joke. After him having, he just had a £15,000 restoration done.
Bloody hell.
680 volts.
So after we got this on the ramp, me and Matt, we'd seen it delivered on the back of a truck. And I was told that I was getting a fully restored RS Turbo delivered. Well, when he pushed it off the ramp with a high ab and a tyre, I thought, this don't ring true here somewhere.
This doesn't look like a restoration.
No, and we put it on the ramp and me and Matt were looking at it. The driver's side caliper, we thought, what's going on here? They'd actually fitted a left-hand caliper on the right-hand side.
Jesus.
So all the pipes were coming out the bottom and the bleed nipple was at the bottom. Missed all the brackets where the brake pipes, just cable ties to the suspension leg. So they've actually fitted a left-hand caliper on the right-hand side. It was unbelievable.
And you just paid 15,000 for that?
I'll show you the video, it's on YouTube. RS Turbo Death Trap, search for it, you'll see it. Hello, Mexi.
Hello.
Okay, so...
What have you found, eh?
Well, you reckon, Mexi? She had thumbs, she'd be on the spanners, I tell you.
Yeah.
So we've got that clutch pipe to do, because that's terrible, it looks like.
That's this one here.
That copper one.
So that's supposed to be the plastic one?
No, it's meant to be metal, but it's meant to be shaped.
Right.
So we'll have clutch pipe, master.
Loves being in the way.
Oh, she loves it.
No presents today.
She's had her dreamies. I think that's about it, apart from like a
Bit of a tune-up.
bit of a tune-up, and as we discussed before, while the wings are off,
Might as well take the engine.
do you pull the lump and repaint it, make it look spotless?
Yes.
I think so.
Yeah. We have gallons and gallons of duck egg blue.